Yo, what's cracking, guys? Faison here, and it is currently like 5 a.m. I was prepping for class, but decided now is a good time to make that Adamancipator combo guide I've been promising. This is the list that I got to Platinum 1 with a 95% win rate on this season, so I just kind of wanted to give you guys an idea of how I'm thinking through the plays. So let's go ahead and get right into it. I'm going to pause it as we go through just to give you an idea of what I'm thinking and how to progress forward. So in this opening hand, I see that we already have the Block Dragon, which means I'm not going to go into Gallon Granite place, because Gallon Granite, if it's searching anything besides Block Dragon, feels like it's just negging you, because everything else is searchable by the Block Dragon. I opened up 2 Prank Kids, which means I'm going to want to use that Sekka's Light to mulligan away the Dropsies, because I will be able to summon that later if needed. I hard opened the Guardian, which is a good normal summon if I don't see anything else. But a few things that I'm just thinking of way early is, can I get to my Adamancipator Analyzer? Because unless I hard open it, the only way to really summon that when going first is by Doki Doki's effect. So I'm trying to find a Doki Doki early and pitch one of my level 4s. And from here, I think the best play is to just activate that Sekka's Light and see what we got. So in the actual game state, at the point of activating Sekka's Light, it showed that my opponent had opportunity to react, so I'm guessing at this point he either has MAXX or Ash. He decides not to Ash the draw card, which, fair enough, he would rather use it for something that is going to be higher impact. But because of this Kawakimaru Guardian, it becomes a really big problem for him. So we draw 2, we see the Seeker, which is great. And the Adhara here tells me that I'm going to be going into the Halki-Fibrax line instead of the Prank Kids line, very likely, so that these Dropsies and Roxys are both no longer useful. I'm going to go ahead and use the Sekka's Light right away to mulligan away that Dropsies, and then we can start going into combos. Now, this opening hand is incredibly strong. I have Adhara to go into the Hulk lines, I have a Guardian to protect myself until I get my Appaloosa, and I open both of the Adamancipators that can special summon themselves from hand when going first. So we're going to go ahead and use that Adhara right away, special summon itself, and then normal summon the Guardian, and then we're just going to start going into Adamancipator lines here. And as I stated before, what we're looking for early, ideally, is a Doki Doki. So off the top, we see Tuners and the Doki Doki, so that's fantastic. Which means that I will resolve all 3 of my Adamancipator main deck monster names. The Doki Doki is going to pitch the Roxy since I will not be needing him, and then the Analyzer is going to special summon. So from here, I just want to start clearing up my board space so I can start using more Adamancipator effects, so we're going to go ahead and go into the early Halki-Fibrax, which is just going to bring out another Adhara, because this is just link climbing into Appaloosa. We get into the Block Dragon as early as possible, which is going to give us searches, and then we turn the Adhara, the Hulk, and the Block Dragon into an Appaloosa. Now, at this point, as long as I don't mess up math and counting these levels, the board state is going to be incredibly strong. He's going to need 2 hand traps just to get rid of my Guardian, and he's going to need 3 hand traps to actually break my board. So he would need, like, Ash plus Nibiru plus a 3rd card of some sort. So from here, we're going to go ahead and utilize that Block Dragon. Since I've already resolved both of my Adamancipator level 2s, I just summon stuff that, or I just add stuff to hand that will be able to be summoned later. We're going to go ahead and next use that Seeker to summon itself, and then go into Raptite here. So Raptite, unlike the other Adamancipator names, can actually special summon Tuners, so he can be used a little more freely. Supplier gets to trigger from hand to summon itself because a rock monster left the board, and it adds a Kawakimaru monster to your hand. I'm going to add the Guardian. He's going to try Ashing. I could let that Ash resolve, but I kind of want that Guardian because it's going to come up as a discard later when I go into Nightmare Unicorn on my opponent's turn. The Ash Blossom is also not that hard to negate, or it's very safe for me to negate it because, like I said, I have 2 monster negates that can be used in the same chain. So we're going to go ahead and just use the Appaloosa, and he has nothing to chain here. So that tells me that he does not have Nibiru because he would have had an opportunity to trigger it unless he very quickly went and changed his response window settings in the bottom right corner, but that just seems a little unlikely unless I'm dealing with an extremely good player. So we're going to go ahead and add that Guardian. Then we use the Seeker which finds our Roxy's. I have yet to use the I have yet to use the Raptide effect, so I want to make sure I get these 4s off the board. We'll go into the Union Carrier since I know I'll be going into Union Carrier. And then Raptide will trigger. It can summon anything, not just non-tuners. So we just grab the Adamancipator names, one of them here. And then we turn this into a Savage. Now I have 3 negates on board, so there is quite literally nothing he can do anymore. We summon the Gigantes, turn these 2 into Dweller. I like going into Dweller here just because Dweller is very proactive, and it can be shotgunned in the draw phase, and a lot of decks have trouble outing my board if they can't access their graveyard at all. Even a deck like Eldritch, if he pitches Lord from hand, he won't be able to bring it back from grave. Dweller instantly turns off the Drytron deck because it can't trigger any of its effects from grave. And then we banish 3 to bring Block Dragon back. We turn Block Dragon and the Researcher into an IP Masquerena. So as you can tell, we have so many forms of interruption. He won't be able to access his grave. We have 2 monster negates on the Appaloosa, 1 Omni negate on the Boral Savage. The IP Masquerena can turn into a Nightmare Unicorn on my opponent's turn, and I'm going to be bringing back the Block Dragon one more time, because if I turn IP and Block Dragon into the Unicorn, Block Dragon will trigger on my opponent's turn, giving me another round of Adamancipators for the follow-up, just in case he doesn't scoop here. Finally, I end the turn by attaching Dragon Buster Destruction Sword to the Boral Savage, which means he won't be able to access his extra deck. So, right away, I'm going to go ahead and shotgun this Dweller. I want to make sure that his board state is just not able to go to full power. He gets to Kaiju away my Boral Savage. I'm not super worried yet because, like I said, I'm just in such a good position that it doesn't matter. Now, Lightning Storm here is really interesting. He's going to pop all my attack position monsters, so I might as well use the IP Masquerena, because if I summon a monster with IP Masquerena, it can't be destroyed by card effects. So my choices remaining are the Nightmare Unicorn, Access Code, and Phoenix, effectively. Obviously, Phoenix isn't going to do much. Because he doesn't have a monster, I'm not really thinking Unicorn's going to be great either. So I'm thinking if I go into an Access Code, utilizing the Appaloosa as one of the materials, I can have a 6300 indestructible Access Code, in which case he would quite literally need another Kaiju. I'm banking on him just not having that, so we're going to go ahead and use the IP Masquerena here. And the Lightning Storm is going to resolve destroying the Union Carrier. And this guy's just going to scoop, because at the end of the day, he has 3 cards left. Because one of them is not a Kaiju, he's not going to be able to do much else. Even if he was able to get through all of that, I still have the Block Dragon to resolve, which is going to give me another round of Adamancipator names. So his chances of being able to come back from that position are just far too low, unfortunately. But yeah, I hope that kind of gives you an idea of how to combo on this deck. I might upload some more because there are other lines. It's just that most Adamancipator lines end up kind of aiming for the same end goal. And you just kind of have to keep in mind to keep your Guardian on the board early if you can get it there. Go into Appaloosa as early as possible. Go into Block Dragon and resolve Block Dragon as early as possible. And I usually like to end on Savage Appaloosa at least during my first turn. But yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know if you guys are having fun playing the deck. And if you guys have any questions, feel free to shoot me a comment. But I'll catch you guys later. Peace.